they say all men are created equal. Shaq Master! I'll pull out the Glock. Full of suffering, succotash, son.
It's one of your nuts hanging out of your shorts.
Real glass.
You have a father, but your father's dead.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Too Sweet podcast with Lucy and Estelle. And it's Thursday, we're back with another Dynamite review. But before we get into analysing the wrestling this week, which by the way, I'm not sure if I'm going to add much really critical analysis to this discussion today. I was at Atomic Pro Wrestling last night doing commentary, was home quite late, feeling pretty exhausted from that, but enjoyed Dynamite. But that was a great time. But next week it's going to be a bit different because we're actually attending Dynamite for the first time ever. Dynamite is going to be filmed in the UK, so we're going to be there in Manchester. I can't wait. So we're going to hopefully do a vlog. That's the aim. That's the idea. And we are also going to be hopefully filming next weekend, all going to plan.
I'm just getting undressed.
No, we have to charge for that.
Whoa!
Taking your Christmas jumper off.
A visual on YouTube.
I was going to say we'll get demonetized. We're not even fucking monetized.
Whoa!
Your camera's like, whoa, she naked now. And it's zooming away.
Sorry,
yeah, next weekend
I've just completely disappeared.
Oh,
I'm back.
We're going to do our end of 2025 wrapped video. So like end of year review. We're going to put out a poll hopefully very soon, like voting for categories. Last year we did this and it was really fun. So at the moment we've got all the same categories that we had last year. It's like your classic stuff like Wrestler of the Year, Feud of the Year, Match of the Year, Show of the Year, but there's also some unhinged ones. So if you have any ideas for categories or you want to nominate anyone for any awards, do that in the comment section. It's really, obviously it'll be super helpful for us to get those ideas. And I think when we film that video, we'll like do a rundown of our experience at the live event. Instead of, doing like a full review like this, you'll get the vlog and then like a sort of like a brief rundown of our experience and any other sort of like, it's just the end of year celebration. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, any topics you want us to cover, anything fun you want to see, this is the time to let us know and we'll get it in on that video and it'll just be a lot of fun. But as well, we have printed off these cute little business cards. If you're listening, not watching, they're just like little business card shaped things that says listen to the Too Sweet podcast with 2 QR codes. So if you are at a Dynamite or also any of the independent events that I'm attending, I'm also dotting these around. If you find one, take a picture of it, share it, tag us, and would be much appreciated. So yeah, isn't that cute? So anyway, enough of that shit. Let's talk about Dynamite. Estelle, what's your initial impression of this week? Winter is coming. It's very festive.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. It was very, very fun.
A lot of good wrestling. Just a lot of in-ring action, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Like a big focus on
great analysis, but it's just like, yeah, it were bloody good. It had a potential match of the year for me, which is crazy this late in the year, but I had a great old time with it. I mean, we got the women's tag champions, we got 2 amazing Continental Classic matches.
Yeah,
the main event was pretty fun.
So what's your match of the year contender?
Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah.
I cannot remember the last time I was sat at my laptop screaming at it. Like, it's very rare I do that. It's very rare that, like, I'm like, go on! No! It's very rare that I get, like, pulled into things because I feel like you just know how things are going to go. And so, like, you just kind of lose that. But I was so into that. I was glued to the screen, I was. And then the victory was so satisfying. And I just have a lot of love in my heart for Jet Speed right now. I think Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey just deserve the fucking world. And I love Kyle Fletcher too, but just the back-to-back performances from Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, just they're bloody stars. They're absolute stars. And how fast they found the feet on the roster. And I just look at Mike Bailey and I'm like, and Kevin Knight too, because he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. But Mike Bailey especially, I look at and I just think, you make so much sense. You make so much sense being here. Like he's integrated so quickly and so well. And then Kevin Knight's just like recently found his feet and got all this momentum out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but like it feels like that. It feels like he's just suddenly got himself over, which is an incredible feat to do. Like to just be a sensation and be a success. So just out of nowhere, yeah, just from making the most out of your minutes. Is that more impressive than the Mike Bailey's like slow rise because he had like a bit of awe about him from the past from being in TNA and stuff? I don't know, both are equally impressive in their own separate ways, but yeah, I just loved it.
You're high on Jet Speed.
I was not expecting the victory either. I was not I was cheering for it, but I wasn't expecting it, and that made it so much sweeter when he got it. So much sweeter.
Love when that happens. Yeah, you're high on the jet fuel fumes, which, yeah.
I am. I'm high on the Jet Speed, bro. For real.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like the Continental Classic has been star making for both of them, and it's barely even started, so it's crazy to say that now. So you can only imagine like what it's going to end up like, no matter like what the result is for either of them. But I believe they're wrestling each other. I'm not sure when
Holy
exactly,
shit.
but I'm pretty sure that's the next step for both of them. So that's gonna be like being on crack watching that match.
There's some people though, they're like, because like this time of year there's a bit of a drop off on TV ratings, but I don't even know if TV ratings are any relevant anymore. Like when you're on streaming services and the likes.
Yeah.
But my point being, a lot of people like, oh, like they don't like the Continental Classic or they don't like that tournament style of wrestling. And I did get it, like I was a bit like, I feel fucking tournamented out, but the Continental Classic is just the peak of tournament. And I think you can't enjoy you're not a wrestling fan if you don't like the Continental Classic. I'm sorry, if you do not get anything out of this, like this is not where you should be, my friend.
How can you not like it when it's just amazing wrestling matches week in, week out? Multiple, like, like 2 in this episode of Dynamite alone. Yeah, I just did see some Fed fans like taking the piss, being like, oh my God, move after move after move. This is peak wrestling, like being sarcastic. And it's just like, oh my
But
God,
like that is what wrestling is move
yeah.
after move after move. Just because there's not the same 3 fucking moves and then rest holds and oh my God, if that's what you like, I'm happy for you. But I don't like that. I need a bit more. I need the ADHD version of wrestling, mate.
Stimulation, yeah.
I need some fucking stimulation up in this bitch. But yeah, then speaking of streaming, Netflix obviously bought Warner Brother Studios, so that's, I mean, so many ramifications there, from cinema to wrestling. The monopoly, the train of capitalism just keeps chugging along, baby. The American dream.
Yeah.
Get your 5 years of social media history submitted for your visa for America.
Oh my God, yeah, I saw that today. I thought it was like a parody. I didn't believe it. But yeah, apparently this is real. I guess I'm never going to America.
This is the future.
But it was so funny when you sent me that news about Warner Brothers and Netflix. You were like, what do you think about this? I was like, I don't know. I don't really think anything. I don't really care. And you were like, but Netflix has WWE and then AEW's on Warner Brothers. I was like, oh shit, yeah. Didn't think about that. I just hadn't deeped it. I had not deeped it at all.
And,
I made the connection.
When you think about these billionaire companies and politics, and it all ties together, and I'm not trying to fearmonger because it probably will be fine, but it's something to just think about, like with the political climate, how in the fucking pants, the MAGA pants, fucking the Fed is, Triple H, sucking off Donald Trump daily, baby, daily. That's my fucking 5 years social media history. Boom, you're not allowed.
Yeah, no, you're rejected, bitch.
Oh, what a shame. But yeah, like it's just mad, isn't it? It's scary.
Yeah,
It's a
it
scary,
is.
it's getting a scary world.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, what are the ramifications going to be? Because like I'm saying it jokingly, but there's two companies there, and one is more favourable than the other because they're not. You know, the XX always sat like, well, there's two good wrestling companies and competition breeds success and the wrestlers union pay. Like, no, they're not gonna be doing that, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
But
And ultimately, it's all
it'll be
down,
fine. It will be fine. It'll be
all down
fine.
to
Even if
capitalism.
even if like they got shafted off like the network, they'd
They
make
still
it
live.
work.
Yeah.
It'd still live. It's a movement, baby. It's a
I mean,
movement. But
Tony Khan's
yeah.
money isn't exactly going to run out, is it? I feel like I've just jinxed it and it will now, but you know what I mean.
But
Um,
also there was you know, not to dub good all the time. There was I didn't save it, normally I save these articles, but there was a controversy where I'll just try to find it. Um was it a management, someone who works in training AW had spoken out about like their treatment of certain luchas, and I just thought that was luchadors, sorry, I should say that was quite interesting. Lucy, talk while I find it.
yeah, I don't think I've heard about this. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but sounds concerning. But what I was going to say, yes, I know what I was going to say. Capitalism and wrestling, if you're interested in that relationship, you can go listen to our episode entitled Is Wrestling Working Class, where we explored all things to do with wrestling and its connection with politics and the economy and class, obviously. So that was a really interesting discussion. So I would recommend going and listen to that if you haven't already. It came out like I want to say like 2 months ago, so you'd be able to find it in our recent, I think. And on YouTube, we have a playlist called Special Episodes where you can find all of our topics like that. Um, yeah, Is Wrestling Working Class was definitely a highlight of that. I'm
I
filibustering.
can't find it, which is very frustrating. Normally I always save things,
Do you think
but
you might have
yeah,
hallucinated
to
it?
no, I didn't hallucinate. It was real. It was, but I just basically the gist of it was to do with the treatment of like luchador talent in AW, and AW not having like a proper HR department, not having like the inner management to deal with situations. And one of the situations was talent arrived in America and not being given like accommodation, not being given a translator, and just being made to find their own way. And then I think like there's some credit to that, because then when you think about CM Punk and that endearing moment of him being lost on the tube and not being able
Yeah,
to find his place, like I think there is something to be said about like AEW is a huge company that still has like grassroots and still kind of has that small company mentality. So
yes,
I'm not like, I wouldn't defend this to the back to the I don't know, to the back that in the saying. I wouldn't defend it. It wouldn't be my hill to die on, because I could honestly see parts of this happening, and not out of malice, but just out of like carelessness and just out of poor business practice. Because what are the business
it is a
practices? And
new
I just think
company.
it's,
Yeah,
I guess the nuance of it is to think, well, obviously to think about these people that are coming over and not being given the same respect. Because I think she said, can you imagine if English talent were treated the same, not English talent, English speaking talent, American talent were treated the same way when they arrive like a for a show in Mexico? Like it just wouldn't happen. They're
mm,
taken care of. And I think there is something to say about that. But then I think the wider conversation is about AEW's as a business, because yeah, to me it is still like that startup vibe, but I think it's like time
mm,
for that. Like there
yeah,
should be a proper HR, there should be, we've
yeah.
been saying for years, a proper publicity team, PR team, and Tony Khan should not be having the book for absolutely everything.
Yeah, exactly that. And earlier when you were talking, I said, oh yeah, because it's kind of like a new company, but I reflected on that and I was like, well, it's not really that new anymore. But it's still, like you said, have seems like it hasn't got that, I guess, like internal corporate structure where,
Polish.
yeah, exactly. And that a really long-standing business does have, and like, you know, like personally I've worked in like corporate companies and family-run companies, and there's benefits and cons to both, but like the lack of, like in a small family-run business that we maybe compare AEW to, just because it feels like, people can go to Tony Khan and give him ideas and things, and people are friends, and the wrestlers write their own stories. Yes, that's great, but you do need a bit of like official like governance and things when it comes to like issues, because not having a HR department it makes it just problematic. And even from a legal sense, like if they were to get sued for something, God knows. I'm sure they have a great legal team, but do you know what I mean? Like you need those structures in place to deal with things so that they don't
All right
escalate.
there. I can't remember what, but they got sued for by that. I can't remember what happened to that case, by that security guard that got pushed over by Mox. But I'm
Oh
pretty sure they're
yeah.
getting sued for some trademark issues as well. And I can't, when you just vaguely read information on the internet and it half goes in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I remember that security guard thing, and I don't know whatever happened. I mean, I assume they probably bit the bullet and paid him quite a lot of money just to leave it alone, which is fair enough, I suppose. But yeah, and as well, it makes me think of like, I feel like this is maybe fixed now because I've never seen this issue when we've been at live events. But do you remember when the merch situation was really dire, and like there'd just
Well, it's
be
because they print to order.
mm,
That's why it's so bad, and that's why it's, as we say, with a small company, it's very cheap and it makes sense.
yeah,
But yeah, they're not going to print off a bunch of t-shirts because what if they don't?
what
What
if
if
they
they
don't
don't
sell?
sell them? But it is still. I think in that case, it's like, yeah, but it would, especially in like special novel events like the UK or All In or the Big Four. You always see people crying for more merch.
Yeah.
So why that in a thing? I don't know.
Oh gosh, I've just remembered. Gonna be wanting to buy merch, and I have about 20 quid in my bank account because it's December.
Yeah,
Great,
we're
fun
all
times.
skin. My car broke down.
Did you? Sorry, this isn't the place for this conversation,
In
but did you
December.
get that sorted?
Now I'm taking it to the garage on Saturday.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Last thing we fucking need this time. Well, I mean, any time really, but especially December's fucking
December.
expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I guess we should start reviewing the show
Yeah,
on
maybe
that
maybe we
note.
should do that.
So the opening match was the finals of the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless Love Bombs. This was a really, really cool, awesome match as to be expected. These two teams in the final just make sense, I thought. I looked at them and I was like, yep, this feels legit. This feels big fight
Mhm.
feel. I feel
Yeah.
like both of them deserve their place. There was lots of serotonin.
Yeah,
I
so
loved when they were
much.
using their partners as weapons, like just throwing them down on one another, flipping the figure of four. It was infectious, joy, the excitement, but also infectious desperation. They really dr- dragged out. Sorry, I'll get that in. They dragged out the moments appropriately, and I thought I thought the match structure was really interesting because I went into it expecting it's going to be like a slugfest. It's going to be kind of like what the Mike Bailey Cal Fletcher thing was, with lots of near falls and
Mm,
wanting both of them to win and who's going to take it. But I like how it inverted those expectations because we got hardly any pinfalls before the
yeah.
victory. It was the Babe with the power bomb on Mina, and then that was also, I think, a bit of a shock because it was the Babes of Wrath, and I don't think that they were the favourites going in. But yeah, did it live up to your expectations? Because I know you were very hyped to see this.
Yeah, yeah, 100% it did. And I was surprised at first that it was like the first match on the card, but I thought it was perfect way to like set the energy rolling for the rest of the evening. And yeah, I thought it was really good. Especially I loved the chemistry that Mina and Hallie Cameron had together. And I mean all of them, but those two especially. I thought Willow looked like an absolute beast, like buff as hell, and she was just the spots she was doing, like she just looked very strong. It was, yeah, and so true what you said about like the lack of pinfalls. It didn't feel like, oh wow, like a really close false finish. It was like fun back and forth, but that finish was, I don't want to say like sudden or unexpected, but I did feel like the finish caught me off guard because I was like, I didn't quite expect it to be a 3 count. But I thought it really worked. And yeah, I wasn't expecting them to win either, but I don't know, it kind of makes sense. But then I don't know, there's a little bit of pessimism in my brain being like, is this setting up these titles to be mid-card titles? I don't know.
I think that was always the thing, though, wasn't it? Is these women to do something because I guess that's what the
Yeah.
TBS title was for. But then with Mercedes Moné having the TBS, that really puts you in a predicament with what the fuck do all these people do?
Mm,
So I think it makes sense, and I liked how it was a decisive victory. And I think that at least, even if you don't see the Babes of Wrath as like as prestigious as Stat and Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné, the victory made them look very strong because it was decisive
yeah.
and they took it and it was through good teamwork and good synergy. And then the fact that Tony and Mina at the end like shook hands with him and it was very positive. And I like the fact that a feud wasn't set up right away, like Mina
Mm,
Shirakawa and Megan Bayne coming down, not Mina Shirakawa, Marina Shafir, same initials,
syllables,
okay,
letters, yeah.
words. But like I liked that they let the moment breathe, and I thought that
Yeah,
at
me too.
least helped you buy into them being prestigious.
Mm. Yeah, I agree because they were given the flowers and then they had time to even cut a promo afterwards as well. And it was like, yeah,
Which
this
made me
is
tear up. It was
oh
so emotional, like it was the
yeah.
most adorable thing ever.
Yeah, it was very heartfelt and it felt real. And it felt like one of those moments where it's like, okay, we've made this conscious decision that these two wrestlers deserve some appreciation for everything they've done and they deserve this moment. And it's very true that there'll only ever be one first time ever champions like that. That's very significant. So yeah, it was just lovely.
Yeah, and the fact, like Harley Cameron said, that her second ever match was with Willow, and now she's
Yeah.
winning the titles. And then Willow giving Harley her flowers and being like, "You've been there for me." I was like, "Oh, sisterhood," and that's
Mm.
like what the division should be about, and what the tag division should be about. So, I really do feel like they are the Brodida of the female
Mhm.
tag division for sure. Like unexpected, but just so wholesome. Makes so much sense. Love
Yeah,
them
yeah.
so much.
You didn't know you needed it until you saw it.
Yep. Yep. So then we got two video promos. We had Joe and the Ops. Eddie, baby. I kept thinking he was gonna sing that. I just saw Steve. At least you wouldn't know that Christian wants Strange Things. But yeah, it was like Eddie. This is the real me. I'm ruthless by design. The man you looked up towards was a wonderful idea, but tonight I'm the man who shows you the reality of what this industry is. Yada yada. Effective. Did the job. Fine.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good promo.
Pretty good.
Pretty uh poetic, actually. Yeah.
Now, the next one I had a lot more interest in. I thought this was fascinating. So, this is Mox backstage with the Death Riders. No Claudio. No Claudio. Who's
Oh,
Claudio going up against? He has a really cool opponent on this Saturday. And it made me think of you.
is it Takeshita?
Takeshita,
I'm
that's
like,
it.
why the fuck am I not in Cardiff? I'm like, I should just fuck off my booking in Morecambe and go to fucking Cardiff to watch Takeshita versus Claudio and Rio versus Mercedes Moné. Like, I'm personally offended that this is happening without me, but I'm only joking. I love it in Morecambe, but fuck, FOMO's so real.
Yeah, Mox. My back's against the wall of the Continental Classic, and he was saying, but that's fine. Like, I'll keep fighting back. Now, the body language of Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Marina Shafir was so interesting. The way, like, Daniel Garcia just looked like he was going to jump Mox any moment. It looked like he was really holding himself in. Yuta was sat there and he was like really cocky, like looking at him, like, I know something you know. And then Marina Shafir was really relaxed, and so it was like again, I'm in the fact camp that she's in this plot. She's with Mox. I don't, but I don't buy into that, and that was the way like their body language was selling it for me as well. And I love how Mox doesn't smell the blood in the war. He didn't come in and be apologetic or he's not showing any sign of insecurity. He's just like, yeah, I dust myself off and I keep fighting, and he cannot sense that it's coming. It's behind you. And then I like Daniel Garcia getting up. If you want something, you have to take it.
Oh,
Oh, like that's so ominous. The
foreshadowing.
foreshadowing. I love this. I love this a lot.
Yeah, it's so simple, but there's so many things you can pull from it and little details and so there were certain moments where like Danny Garcia in the background was like giggling and kicking his feet, looking like a little girl. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But yeah, it's
Yeah, you it was like glaring and Daniel Garcia was laughing.
yeah,
It was
like
like they knew. They
yeah.
knew.
But it's just so interesting the way that Moxley's playing it. Like, oh well, I'll just move on, and it's like, hmm,
Will you?
will you though?
Will you though, mate?
Yeah, I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Next up, Jack Perry versus Okada, the Continental Classic Gold League.
Well, Estelle, Jack Perry replacing Darby Allin in the Continental Classic because
What a
Darby
shit!
Allin
Oh,
is injured.
that's such a shame.
Estelle,
That
your
is so sad.
your voodoo
That is.
worked.
He rocked up in his J white jeans, his slow little waist,
Oh my God.
and he's just incredible. And I just love. You don't understand how happy it makes my heart after the year of suffering where Jack Perry was hated. He had real heat,
Yeah.
and people were just like, he's just a shit wrestler. And I'm like, but he was not. And I've always been that camp. When the day when people shit on him, he's a shit wrestler. He's not. He was just not. I don't know what the hell he was going on in his brain with that heel wrestling. But now he's back to tweener face wrestling, and he was on fire. He was on fire. He was fantastic, and him and Okada gelled so well.
Sorry, you cut out for a second there. What I
Dodgy,
heard
isn't it?
they gelled so well together is where I got up to, where I heard.
And then I just said, I enjoyed this to the surprise of no one.
Yeah. Yeah, the most unsurprising reaction in the world. Yeah, no, it was great
He
though.
did it.
It was great. I mean, just great wrestling, but also really good character work as well. Like it was entertaining. The biting stuff cracked me up. Like Jack Perry biting Okada on the dick was not on my 2025 bingo card, but hell yeah. Hell yeah, why not? And
Absolutely. And I
the
love
crowd was super hot as well.
yeah. Yeah, that's why it just makes my heart so happy to like see people cheering because he deserves it and he really is that good. Um so Jack Perry hadn't had a singles match for over a year, and Okada was kind of primed as the favourite going in. Um yeah, the throwback bite and then yeah, the biting of the dick, love that. The run up on the turnbuckles into the German. And the ending was really interesting. We had the two Rainmakers. He could have ended it at one, but he didn't. He got overly confident and then he kind of fumbled a bit in the interim of that. And then the second one he delivered with even more malice and venom because it was like, stay down, bitch. And yeah, that led to the finish. Also, I love how Brad Danielson doesn't wear a suit. That's so autistic. And I just feel like he don't wear a suit because it's like a sensory thing. And that's just a vibe I get about him. But it just cracked me up how it like cut to the comms team during this and like Free even wearing his tailor suit and man's just wearing a black t-shirt looking like he's doing a fucking trial shift on a comms desk. Crack me up, bro. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be the exact same.
Did you actually, that reminds me of an interesting thing I read that he's struggling a bit on commentary because of all the travel and things, and it's bothering like his neck, and it's like
Oh.
interrupting his sleep and stuff. And he said like I didn't. He said that he didn't really expect to be put on commentary. He was just sort of called up one day and said, "Oh, please, can you be on comms for Dynamite?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And it's turned into this regular thing with lots of travel. And he said it's quite difficult on his body. So I think we should make the most of having Bryan Danielson on commentary because poor guy is fragile. I mean, the schedule's tough. It really is. It'll do that to you even if you're not wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it just cracked
Yeah,
me up.
classic.
But yeah, the actual wrestling, really really interesting, and we're continuing to see this unhinged Okada, and that's because Takeshi's gotten into his head. That's the reason
Mm,
why, and the loss that he incurred through that match with Takeshi. So
yeah.
I think like that's kind of what is sort of in his psyche at the moment, and it's bringing out this vengeful side, and all he's seeing is Takeshita.
Mm, yeah.
So
It's like he's
yeah,
not really fully locked in. He's got that cloud in his brain. Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah. So then Don Callis came out with the NPC family. They proposed to Jack for him to join the family and get a signing bonus because they've still got the money from the books. He ain't gonna join. Luchasaurus comes out, the books, the BTE trigger on Okada. Um, the Don Callis family get their comeuppance. The money is taken back. Happy days. So even though it was like an Okada victory, it did still feel like Jack Perry kind of got his moment as well because like the good guys won in the end. So it was like
Yes.
a nice sort of balance.
Yeah, yeah. It was that crowd pleasing ending. Um, yeah. I feel like I was going to say something. Can't remember what. Oh, the Don Callis family. Okay, yes, I remember. So Don Callis on commentary, you could sort of tell he was going to do this afterwards. He was sort of laying the foundations for this. He was saying that he was impressed with Jack Perry and things. So I like that. It was continuous and it made sense. Um, but yeah, it just reminds me. I don't know if you ever did this. I was gonna say when I was a kid, but no, it's not just when I was a kid, as an adult too. When playing The Sims, and you sort of like run out of things to do, and you just like have loads of kids for no reason. It kind of reminds me of Don Callis. He's just
100
collecting.
baby challenge.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing.
yeah, exactly. He's just adopting as many as possible. He's living on
Absolutely.
hard mode.
But Jack Perry, I think the reason he rejected it isn't because he's in his face here. I think it's just because he is more of a lone wolf type, and then he
Mm,
got burnt a bit by joining the elite. So I feel like he's of the
mm.
mindset now that, and I felt that kind of pissed him off a bit as well because it's like you're kind of underestimating me, or you kind of see me as a follower, but I'm not a
Yeah,
follower anymore.
like kind of patronizing, isn't it, as well? The way he was like trying to bring him in with money and stuff.
Yeah, and Jack Perry can't be bought.
And can't.
That's the impression I get anyway.
He's not
Um,
materialistic. Man makes his own knives, like, you know.
Man's diving off rocks and crafting knives. Now, if he had a nice knife, if he was like, look at this, I've got a furnace,
Mm,
I've got a forge, maybe then
I got
be
a
all
really
about
nice
it.
obscure material off eBay that you can make a knife with. Then he'd consider it.
Then we had a really wholesome little 2 minutes of the conglomeration celebrating, and then Timeless Love Bombs came in and celebrated too, which again was very cute. Conglomeration with all the gold, the tag titles, the TNT, the
Mm,
conglomeration on the up.
they're decorated, as they
Yeah.
should be.
And then last Friday, Mercedes Moné lost the Ring of Honor, just the women's TV title, I believe,
Yeah,
to Red Velvet, going from 13 to 12. And they made a video. So I think, yeah, again, my prediction is coming true. I think she's going to lose her belt. She's going to become more unhinged. It's going to get sad, though, and you're going to feel sympathetic for her. And then I think we get the babyface run for the women's title.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's certain times like when watching this video package and she looked genuinely distraught that I found quite distressing. I was like, oh no. Like a spoilt kid, you take away one of the toys, like just have it back, stop crying for God's sake, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it'll be awesome to watch her downfall. And I would like to go and watch that Ring of Honor show because it seemed like it was really good, but I just haven't had the time. But yeah, it's pretty significant first step, I think, her losing the first title.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like we're before the new year, aren't we? So it's like, why not do it now? But
Yeah.
it's like there's so much for her to do, and I feel like with the tag division, it's like way off in the future. She could have that run as well. So it's not like,
Mm.
oh, I need to stay in this belt collector thing because what else am I without this? Like there's so much for her to do still. So yeah, it's cool, but you know, the fact that they made a video and showed it is like,
Yeah.
this is important.
Yeah, don't forget
Who
about
gives a fuck
this.
about Ring of Honor? Yes, it might have been a great show, but who the fuck gives a shit about Ring of Honor? So it's like,
Don't just brush over it. Yeah, this is canon.
then we had Eddie Kingston with Renee. Um, he was marking out over the 50th anniversary of Terry Funk winning some
Bless him.
title.
Oh my God, I just love him so much. He's just a nerd. And the way he was like, "Oh, I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out." I just felt like him and Renee had like you could just tell they have a great relationship and a friendship. So, oh, it just melted my heart a little bit. But it was very sweet. Estelle's just
Sorry, I'm
putting her
getting dry.
clothes back on. So you've all missed
And now
out.
I'm
That's
massive.
it.
I feel like a titan.
Just giving us a close up.
Wardrobe change.
We should charge for this. Yeah.
Um. Right now, now I can focus.
Like a
Now I can focus.
sitcom.
Yeah, I love the way he was like, "I'm gonna crash out because I need to go get ready and I've got to do this." And I'm like, again, that is just the peak autism experience of like, yeah, you are disrupting my routine. Yeah, Eddie Kingston
It's so
is real. Eddie
relatable.
Kingston is wrestling is real in Markham and to Eddie Kingston. Imagine Eddie Kingston in Markham. Holy shit, that would be like the best of both worlds.
It,
That'd just be
wrestling
too
would
much
be
reality.
real. It actually would be real then.
Yeah. Um, then we had Shivani. He was introducing Mark Briscoe. And Matt Briscoe had a lovely moment where he's basking in his victory, as he absolutely should. Love that for him. You and Daniel Garcia get a load of these twinks. They come out and start, hurling insults
Oh my
about
God.
chicken.
It made me laugh so much because you are just he was giving like I'm trying to be cool in front of my best friend. Like I want to impress my friend by like bullying this person, and he's just clearly like rehearsed these insults over and over again in his head. Oh my God, it just sounded so funny. The lack of conviction in the way he was saying it cracked me up.
Yeah, and then Matt Briscoe's like, I'm gonna whoop your ass on this day, son. But I want to whoop your ass in Atlanta. And then I was thinking, like, I love doing that accent. Like, American people like to do British accent, and
Mm.
they probably think the people like to do American accents. I love to talk like this. It's so much fun. Like, that's like my comfort thing. Like, when I'm feeling anxious, like, I genuinely just,
Just say
I'll
to
whoop your
yourself.
ass, boy. Imagine if, like, I spoke like that. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
It didn't hit the same. It's
Whoop
lame.
your ass, boy, in
Oh,
Manchester.
that's straight fire. It's amazing. That is motivating me to get out of bed and attack my enemies. Like, yeah. And you should some people like they have like a brain injury and their accent just changes. You could pretend
I
that
hope
that
that
happened to
happens to
you
me.
and just talk like that
I'll just
forever.
pretend, yeah.
Oh, I fell
That's a
over,
great
got a
idea.
concussion. Now I've got this really cool accent. Oh no. So
Yeah. Yep. And then we had the Triangle of Madness fighting someone. Calling out
yeah,
Stat
what
and
the fuck?
Hater. Stat arrives with a chair and chases him off. Who the fuck were they fighting?
I had to rewind it because I was like, oh, all right, okay, I'm not paying enough attention because I don't know who they're fighting. I rewinded it and I still didn't fucking know. I have no idea.
They were in ring gear.
But it's
I'm
like,
assuming
oh,
they're employed.
yeah. Triangle of Madness are trying to bait Chris Statlander by they did this the exact same thing last week on Collision. It's like, what, attacking random people? Am I supposed to think you're hard? And then Chris Statlander
Oh,
comes in
I
with a steel
love.
chair and they all run away. And it's like, oh right, really? Like you got a 3-on-1 advantage, but this is making you run away. A steel chair, like, hmm, not giving badass, but
Aye. Then we had Swerve and Hanger versus Hobbs and Shibata in a tornado tag, which I forgot this even happened until like I'm reviewing this because yeah. Uh yeah, it was very chaotic to start with. Hangover and Swerve came out from the crowd. Swerve had a staple gun. Hobbs had a chair, so Hobbs was kind of laying in chair shots to Hangman. Swerve was just grabbing random NPCs and drilling them with the staple gun. Kind of had Anarchy in the Arena vibes to
Yeah, it
start with. They
did.
went up onto the concourse. Uh, yeah, and then after the break or picture in picture, whatever the hell that was, we came back to him in the ring. The match was finished with Hobbs being sent through a table and the house call on Shibata for the win, which I guess makes sense because there's no way like you can't have Swerve and Hangman team up and it not be epic and not like BOP as fuck. But also, if I was to be nitpicky, I do just think Hobbs and Shibata looked like absolute schmucks in this.
Mhm.
Like they looked so weak, bro. They didn't really have any like standout even moments for me personally. I was just like they just were absolutely ran through.
Yeah, and I get like sort of like what you were saying. It has to be a big moment for Swerve and Hangman to be in the spotlight because oh my God, they're actually teaming together. What the hell is going on? But I mean, it would have made them seem stronger if Shibata and Hobbs had had more of a showing. The only thing I can really fully picture in my head, like when I'm trying to think, oh, what did Hobbs do? The only thing I can see in my head is him getting put through that fucking table. So yeah,
They poured beer on Hangman. That was such a
there you
cool
go.
spot when he like I can't remember what he did whether he sent Hobbs through the merch table or like just threw him over or something. They just sat and like had a beer, like the ultimate
Oh, so
Chad
badass, yeah.
that
But
he is.
I feel bad for Hangman. The alcoholism is taking him again. It's sad.
Yep. And then that little moment that they had in the ring, Swerve and Hangman, and they had like that tense eye contact. What do you think they were thinking in that moment?
I want to kiss you. That's what I
Yeah, I
think.
think I think Hangman was thinking that. I think Hangman was thinking like, oh shit, like my boyfriend. But then I think Swerve was like looking at him like, you don't know what's coming, baby.
Yeah, unfortunately,
But
yeah, I think
Swerve's
you're right.
but Swerve's love comes from like obsession. Like Swerve's still in like the infatuation stage of I need to destroy this man. He hasn't like come to terms with his romantic feelings, but
Get his way.
Hangman's like he's starting to process it. But that's gonna
Yeah.
make the heartbreak that much more painful.
Oh, someone needs to
They
do.
need they need
Go on.
sorry.
No,
It's
mine's
really not
completely
that
different.
important. I was just gonna say they need a hotel segment where we see them check into a hotel together because they've travelled together and there's only one bed.
Yes.
The
Fuck
one
yeah.
bed trope.
I love exactly what you said is on the exact same vein as what I was going to say, which was someone
One
needs,
brain cell.
yeah, literally, someone needs to do a situation like the After Books or 50 Shades of Grey, even not suggesting it should get
Whoa.
that BDSM sexual, but
Whoa.
but what I mean is write a fan fiction, Swerve Hangman, change the name of the characters, publish it, the world loves it. You know what I mean? And no
They're
one
so
knows it's
real for
Swerve
that.
Hangman fan fiction. I'm just saying,
Like
what I mean, this
Twilight
could be a
was Harry
beautiful piece
Potter.
of
Was
literature.
Twilight Harry Potter fan fiction? No, that was Mortal Bones. Mortal City God Bones. Mortal
Yeah, and
Instruments.
then
But Twilight was fan fiction too, but I can't remember what
50 Shades of
of.
Grey is Twilight fan fiction. Is maybe what you're thinking of there,
I
which
was
is
50 Shades of Grey Twilight fan fiction.
yeah, that's
What came first? The Twilight or the 50 Shades of Grey?
oh yeah, maybe I said it wrong. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey was originally Twilight fan fiction. Edward was the the main creep guy. I don't even know his name.
Brief guy.
I did try to read it for my dissertation because I wrote my dissertation about fan fiction, but I couldn't. It was too painful. Anyway,
Right.
what the fuck were we talking about?
Josh
Sorry.
Alexander versus Swerve on Collision. And I did see a clip of Josh Alexander. And I sent it to Lucy and I was like, he's actually
Mm,
being quite charismatic.
yeah,
I mean, fuck me, what's going on?
who would have thought it,
Pigs are flying.
eh?
But but I knew it. He had something in him when he came out and he had like a suit on. It was like during a contract signing, and he was a bit slimy, and I was like, maybe this is like just what he needed.
Mm,
But yeah, he's gained. I mean, not like Kevin
not
Knight level of aura points overnight, but a reasonable 5.
better than 0, certainly.
Yeah, it's above 0. It's not negative. It's not -0. 5. I give him a 5.
Yeah,
That could be a video or a
definitely.
ranking of the AEW
Yeah.
roster. That's how I'll do the
Oh fuck
ranking.
yeah.
Not in tiers, just aura.
Pure aura points.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Someone did suggest we should do like power rankings every week where it's like, for example, like who's got the best gear every week or just something a bit unhinged. You know, when people do it with win-loss records, but just something a bit out of pocket. Or
I
like
love that.
the most best like one-liners or something or best daft moment. But I think aura points is the best.
Yeah. Then we got Callis's reaction to the Young Bucks stealing the money back, which obviously wasn't very impressed with. Um, what the hell does that read? Oh, Manchester. We've got the Don Callis family versus the Bucks, and at that time, a surprise opponent. So yeah, which was then later revealed to be Kenneth. So as much as like, I don't
Hell,
really like Kenneth versus the Callis family, I'm really excited to see the Elite, the Bucks, and Kenny, and then Takeshita's in that match as well. So I'm just
yeah.
absolutely living my best life.
Your voodoo worked again. Keep it up.
I'll do my best. Then we had Stokely going after the Bang Bang Gang, tensions, Manchester, England. It was really cracking how they're all saying Manchester,
Manchester. It was
Manchester,
so like
England.
jarring when they'd say it. I'm like, what? Me? You took
Me, Pookie?
it.
Um, the tag titles are on the line. Jay White return.
Yes.
Jay White return in Casino, not Casino, Diamond Dynamite Battle Ring Royale thingy. Jay White?
Yeah, get that voodoo going again and get him there. Get him in London.
It's
Witchy
not going to
shit.
London.
I mean, Manchester, sorry. Sorry.
That you're trying to fuck up my manifestations, Lucy.
Yeah, sorry. I totally messed that up.
Um, yeah, yeah. Then we had Speedball versus Kyle Fletcher, which, as I said, was potentially one of my match of the years. I mean, even just even just the start, like just seeing them together, I was like, this is going to be a right treat. I was really looking forward to it. At the start, we had Kyle Fletcher trying to create distance and Mike Bailey just closing it every time he tried. And Mike Bailey took so much damage during this match, I thought. Sometimes unnecessarily so, sometimes to Darby Allen levels.
Yeah, I
I'll
agree.
let him off, but I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Man's
he's
acting
thrown down.
like sorry to interrupt you. I was just gonna say man's acting like he's got invincible knees. Like, please
Invincible,
can we stop testing?
replaceable spines as well,
Yeah, really testing the limits of knee pads in this match. Like, bro.
bro. Yeah, he was thrown on the barricade.
Oh, that was
Uh,
insane.
yeah, it was. And when he had that spot where towards the end, Cal Fletcher kind of launched him towards the turnbuckle, and he like bounced like his head and his shoulder. And then yeah, that one where he did like the knee drop onto the outside,
Oh,
just
like,
no cover, no
yeah,
breaking fall, just straight up bone to floor. Yeah, mate.
knee replacement
Having said that,
surgery.
it
Ooh,
was a peak match and up there one of my
yeah,
match of the years.
absolutely.
But I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like the more it was going on, I was like, give it a rest.
Yeah, yeah. It was wacko shit going on in this. They just were like, yeah, we've got one chance. We're gonna fucking take it. And fair enough. It made for a really good match, and it was totally unpredictable. Like you were saying before, it was just like, yeah, edgy seat stuff, a lot of near falls towards the end, and like sense of a little bit of like desperation from Kyle Fletcher, him being like, oh shit, I can't keep up with him. What can I do? And taking it to these extreme sort of levels. Very, just a lot of fun. I mean, wow, yeah. And the crowd was so again super super hot, super into it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that bit where he did like he was thrown up uh by Cal Fletcher in jest of doing a move, and he did the reversed round to the outside. Just so sick, man, so sick. The near falls, the sheer drop, brainbuster, and then Bailey kicking out of that, and the finish with the roll up and then pinning the legs, with his sort of thing, kind of hooking him so he couldn't kick out, and yeah, just the victory was so surprising to me, but so well in because I thought, well, Carl Fletcher's got to win because he's booked so strongly, and he's so protected, and I'm not against that, I'm not anti that, but wouldn't it be nice for Mike Bailey to get it? And then I thought, oh, they're gonna play it like, oh, well, Mike Bailey wrestled the better match, but Kyle Fletcher got the win
Mm.
because he's more vicious. But I love how Mike Bailey won because of like his intellect, his ring awareness, his ring smarts, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I was screaming, "Go on, my son! Go on, Mike Bailey!" It was intense.
I love the way it was ended like on the exactly on the 1 minute mark. I thought that was really nice because
I
you
thought it was
sort
going
of
to go for a draw as well. That was like
yeah
my third assumption of like, oh well, if we're not doing that, then it's going to be a draw. And then yeah, like say subverted that.
yeah because when you hear that 1 minute left, you think, oh well, probably going all the way. So like it happened literally right that very second. It was um it was really nice the way that that played out. I'm not sure. I assume that that was planned, but you just very well executed and yeah, it made total sense. It wasn't like, oh, I wasn't expecting this result in a jarring sort of way. It was like, fucking hell yeah. And I love the way that the results are playing out at the moment. There's no real indication who's going to win either league. So, sign of a very good tournament so far. I know it's very early, but
Yeah. Yeah, and then we had Renee with Hangman. He wants that title.
yeah, no matter who.
Dattittle. Then we had the Bucks with their bag. They need a partner. They look to Luchasaurus.
And he's like, nah,
Non
fuck off.
non-verbally points to.
A
Well, it was verbal, but
grunt.
non-Englishly. He grunted. And he pointed his digit to the door of Kenny Omega.
Legit.
Have you ever heard that in like fan fiction?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
That's the first thing I thought when you said that. I was like, what the fuck? Why is she talking in fan fiction language? Oh no. Oh
You could
no,
do that
I'm
on
not even.
comms. Like you should commentate a match in
As if
fan
it's a
fiction
fan
terms.
fiction.
That'd be a hilarious
I got
bit
no
to do.
appropriate thoughts. I can't. No, no.
Okay. Okay, anyways, he pointed to Kenny in layman terms, he pointed to the door of Kenny Omega. And Kenny's like, I don't want your money, bitch. I'll do it for free.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be a bloody great.
Oh my god, so fucking excited.
But then do you think also like Osprey's gonna come back during the Dynamite?
Ooh.
But then when Osprey returns, how do you think he's gonna fit in? Because when he left, he was kind of like the mediator, but now
Mm.
I think it's going to be hard for him because they don't need him to mediate anymore. It's probably going to be more them kind of side-eyeing Osprey, and Osprey being like, wait a minute, like I thought we're all cool, we're all against the bad guys.
Yeah, I
That'll
don't
be
know.
like an interesting tension.
Yeah, I, I just don't know if it's impossible to say like whether he because obviously we talked about this last week. I don't want to repeat myself. Like if he is gonna come back, you think it makes sense like in the UK and stuff. But so without knowing for certain, it's like it could literally be next week. It could be 6 months down the line. Like
Woo!
who knows like what sort of position all the storylines are gonna be in. But it's going to be interesting because of what happened when he left. Like you say, he was like the mediator. So I don't know.
Yeah. And then MJF, if he returns, how he's going to fit into it
Oh my
because
God,
he
yeah.
still hasn't solved his vendetta with Hangman. He wants him dead.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you saw him on the posters, right? At Call of Live.
I did. They had the poster up, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman was there was like four people. It was like Tekla, Mox, Willow, and then him. And obviously, it's very random who ends up on these posters. But you have to
We
think.
have to read into it, don't we? But
But
then
then I did that with
again,
Jay White. I did
that's
that with
exactly
Jay
what I was
White
about to
at
say.
Wembley, and I was like,
Yeah,
"He's coming, guys!" And he never did. I don't
yeah.
think I've no, I've seen Jay White wrestle once.
The
That
first
first year
one.
in that 6 man,
Yeah, yeah.
which was a really blessed. What it like? Kenny, Takeshita,
Oh my God, it was
Hangman, Jay White, and I can't remember who the other two
stacked.
were.
It was the golden lovers, plus or whatever it was,
Yeah,
golden elite, I believe they were calling it. So yeah, it was. You look back on things, you're like, fucking hell, I can't believe I was there. It's mad.
yeah.
But we'll be grateful for whatever we get in Manchester. If we
But
get
what I'm
some
thinking
surprise
is
returns,
if
fuck yeah. If we don't, it's all right.
absolutely. But what I'm thinking is if MJF is got the vendetta against Hangman and Swerve is actively working against Hangman, what if like they're in cahoots
Oh yeah, yeah,
for
potentially
max damage?
max damage.
You burnt down my house, I burnt down your life. Whoa, max damage! You'll put that on a t-shirt.
Max
That could
damage.
be a finishing move. That the max damage.
It's giving
Jesus, we're just full
max
of
power.
ideas. No, this is actually giving like Max Caster. I feel like he'd use that.
That
We're
is
just
so
full of
true.
ideas.
Yeah,
Full of ideas here.
Hyro's so creative. So creative.
So for the last match, the main event, it was Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston, which I thought was very, very, very short because
It
the
was pretty
Bailey
short.
and Fletcher match went on forever, as it should, because it's very,
Yeah,
very good.
I
But this
think it
was
had about
very short.
15 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less than 15 minutes.
I feel like the actual runtime was like only 10 minutes though,
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right, actually, yeah.
which I don't think was long enough for the story they were trying to tell. I think the story was too epic. Like
Yeah.
the story was, I want you to dig deep. I want to see the old Joe. I'm not going down without a fight. And then the runtime meant that they couldn't really dig into all that. Like it was a good match. It was fine, but I think they overdid it. Either they should have toned down the story bit, which I know is hard when you've got Eddie Kingston because everything that man does is intense, or it should have been given more time and been like a main event at a TV special or something because those tend to get like a 20-minute runtime, a good chunk of time. Um, yeah, I do think it suffered from that.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I think that's valid. And I thought that I thought it felt rushed the way that Hook got kicked out. I don't know whether this was
Hook
deliberate,
the
but
Crook.
it just
That was my
felt
other thing, that idea that I thought of. Hook the Crook.
what, and he's just what, that's just the name of the gimmick 'cause he's a little shit.
That's just his moniker.
Mm.
Like if I was on comms, I'd be like, whoa, here comes Hook the Crook.
Oh my God, we need you on commentary. But yeah, he was being a little crook.
Let's do that. Take Estelle to work day.
That actually did come into my head earlier today. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking, what if like the channel grows faster than my commentary career and people are like, Lucy, yeah, we want to book you, but only with a style like you are a double act. So can you both be on commentary? I was actually thinking this today.
I would tank things, but I just think it'd be funny to just do like one match.
Fuck yeah. I'll pitch it. 2026 goal. What was I saying about Hook? Oh yeah, Hook was it was just so weird in this. The way he got kicked out like 1 minute into the match for just barely touching Eddie Kingston's foot. And it's just like
Aye.
got kicked out like a problem child. It was just so lame. Like if you're gonna get kicked out, at least either be sneaky about it or make it count. He literally didn't do anything. I'm like, well, maybe it was deliberate, but I just found it very lame.
That's Hook the Crook for you. It's like Dax the Axe.
Dax the Axe. No, don't remind me of that.
Uh, But yeah, I mean, he gave some shout outs to John Cena, didn't he? Did the
Yeah.
STF? Did he do the STF?
Yes, he did.
Was it the STF he did? Um,
Nerd. What a nerd.
I really don't like John Cena. I've never liked John Cena as a kid, right? And like, I gained some respect for him, but he's so lame, man. And all I see on bloody Instagram, sorry, I haven't read about this, is my mutuals crying over John Cena retiring. Like, oh my God, man. It's
Well,
just
I
not
don't
that
know.
deep. No, like people like are really upset about it, and I don't get it. Like
I
it's
mean,
not that deep, is it? Like
he's
it's
not
just John
wrestled
Cena, man.
full time for so long. Who fucking cares that he's retiring? Like, it's not that different. He'll probably come back. Most wrestlers who say they're going to retire do come back. And also,
Yeah.
it's been the shittest retirement run I've ever seen in my
Saudi
fucking
Arabia.
life.
He'll
Yeah,
be back for Dubai
I'm
shows.
not gonna
Not
lie.
Dubai, Saudi Arabia.
Dubai. Last year,
He'll be
I-
in Dubai.
Dubai chocolate, John Cena, Labubu matcha. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Last year, I was like, you know, sort of keeping up with WWE a little bit just by watching some highlights on YouTube. This year, it's been unbearable. I can't even manage that. I'm not in touch with it at all. Um, because it
No,
just
but he literally said, didn't he? I sent
trash.
you that thing that he said, and he was like about CM Punk, and he
Oh
was like,
yeah,
well,
I, I,
he
I
was
teared up.
accountable. I teared up when
Oh,
when he wrestled in
cultures.
Saudi.
It's all about cultures coming together. It's like he is a robot. He is a corporate
He's
robot.
a stooge.
He's probably been built by
Bloody
Vince
stooge.
McMahon in like a lab somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And he's literally when he retires, he's just gonna go in a freezer or something and just live in there and just get charged up for a bit. He's not a
I
real
had
human,
respect
is
for
he?
John Cena. But then, yeah, like you say,
Yeah.
I just think to me, he is the representation. I don't, it's so hard actually, because I'm just like shitting on all of his legacy. But it comes from a place of like, if you were seeing the stories on Instagram that I'm seeing of
Hmm.
my mutuals, it's embarrassing. Grown ass men. And it's like, when my girlfriend doesn't understand that John Cena's going to retire, it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, get a grip. Get a grip.
It's very lame. It's very lame. I also think that I know what you're saying about like I have a little bit of respect for, I know I'd say maybe I have a lot of respect for him because I see that he does put a lot of time into helping train younger wrestlers and things. For example, Bailey recently has put on like this women's training camp in America and she's flown in wrestlers from across the world to go train with her
Oh,
for a
like my
week.
charger. Sorry.
And
Yes, listening.
and John Cena gave up his own free time to like go there and give people advice and things like that. And I just think, yeah, fella, he doesn't have to do stuff like that, but he chooses to, and I think that is nice. But the way that he constantly defends Vince McMahon, the
Yeah.
way he speaks as a politician constantly, and every single sentence he says is thought through and polished and so like middle of the road. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm the most perfect virtuous human being who's ever lived. I just find it so grating and just fake and yeah, just a corporate shrill.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just, yeah, just people just. And it's just not helped that this retirement tour's gone on forever.
And it's sucked. It's totally sucked. And like from an outside, I know I can't, I probably sound hypocritical, so I've just said I don't watch it. Yet I'm saying it sucked.
We don't care anymore. We used to be so careful on this podcast. And now it's like, I don't give a fuck, mate. I
I
don't give a shit.
I'll acknowledge that maybe I shouldn't criticize something that I haven't watched, but I've I'm trying.
I'm watching those Instagram stories.
Exactly. I keep in touch with what people are saying on social media, and from the general consensus seems to be that it's just been really shit and they've fumbled the bag with what should have been like a generational run. How do you fuck up a retirement run of one of the most legendary wrestlers of all time and let him wrestle who he wants to? By the sounds of it, it's sort of like Triple H has picked some people out of a hat and been like, oh yeah, this will go viral, do this. And like, for example, the U-turn on the heel turn, like what? Anyway,
All about
why
making a
did we
quick buck.
even how do we even get onto this? We were talking about
Because
Eddie
Samoa
Kingston
Joe.
versus Samoa Joe.
Because Samoa
Oh
Joe was doing
yeah.
the SDF. And then people were like, oh my God,
Oh my
this
God, Samoa
is.
Joe's going back to WWE.
It's sweet, right? Joe and Cena started up together way back when. So yeah, just yeah. But it's more just so that it's just vent about seeing people's Instagram stories.
Yeah. If you're
It's just
sad about
lame.
John Cena
But yeah,
retiring, maybe get a life.
how do you think I feel? Kenny Omega, the most epic talent ever, man, is out on the door, bro. You don't see me moaning about it. Me when my boyfriend don't understand Kenny Omega's neck disintegrating, his stomach disintegrating, bro. Like, you don't get it. You don't get it, man. Me
Hard
when,
launching the imaginary boyfriend as well.
whoa, exposing. I keep my
Sorry, that
life
was me.
very private.
That was me.
Um, it's true though. Anyway, right, Eddie Kingston.
Um,
Eddie Kingston.
I loved that this
Um,
was, it looked like a bar fight, but also they were doing
I
like
can't believe he
taking.
tapped out. Sorry, my brain's gone and I can't speak properly. I also love that it was a bar fight. Please just talk, Lucy.
I was just gonna say, like, yes, it was two guys who looked like they could genuinely hurt you, and if you saw them like having a fight in a bar, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty normal. But at the same time, they are wrestlers and they were doing techie things as well. And also, like, I thought, who cares that it's clearly Samoa Joe gonna win this? I'm just along for the ride. I'm just like a person sitting at the bar watching these people fight, and I'm entertained. And simple as.
I can't believe he tapped out though. Especially with how short the match was. It was very like it was just like speed running the story. Like again, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, oh,
It
and he
is.
tapped out
It's a
and
bit of a
put a neat
shame.
little bow on it.
Yeah, that they decided to do it this way, where it's like clearly Hangman's lurking in the background, and they want to get to that rather than letting Kingston have a proper sort of program. Felt like that was encapsulated in this match. You look really cool. So,
Wonderful.
such a cool podcast. Oh my God.
I'm here. I got 20 chins and I'm just hating
Why
on
are
John
you
Cena.
why are you like blended in the background and you're also halfway down the screen? Like, what is happening? I mean, it's
Right.
totally fine. It encapsulates the vibe, but oh, it's my
Okay,
best
I rate
episode
this show
yet.
9.5 out of 10.
Wow, okay.
I'm
I
sat.
have no reason to disagree with that. To be fair, I've had an absolute blast talking about it. I had an absolute blast watching it. I was just like, yeah, this is
Absolute blast.
a blast. This is my brain.
Manchester.
We're gonna have a blast in Manchester.
We're gonna have an
Um,
absolute blast in Manchester for the holiday bash.
that's very American,
Holiday
isn't it?
bash.
Like you don't often hear in the UK being it called, oh, the holidays. That's a very American thing. But anyway, yeah, and then they kept on announcing these matches for next week, and I was just like, oh my God, can't wait. I can't wait for it. I'm buzzing.
Bussing.
I think that 9.5 is
Wagwan
good.
fam. It's bussing fam. It's bussing in money, brah. Brr, brr, brr.
Oh my fucking God. What the fuck? Um, yeah,
Real.
the rating is high and it's deserved. Just banger after banger of wrestling matches and yeah. What else is there to say? I guess just comment below if you agree or not with our rating.
So 1 to 10. Just because like there was just a few to clarify, just 1 to 10 because just a few like nitpicky things.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like how short the match was at the end, and I didn't like how Hobbs and Shibata were schmucks. I agree though that having Swerve and Hangman team up is really effing cool, so it does outweigh that. But
Mm.
when I compare it to that 10 out of 10 show that we gave, which was our first 10 out of 10, which I still want to have a 10 out of 10 be something of meaning, it was because there was nothing I could criticize. Whereas here, it's not big criticisms, but 10 out of 10 is like literal perfection.
Yeah, exactly that. And yeah, there was little nitpicky things. Oh, and I've just remembered, shout out to the person who had a sign that said push Claudio, love you. Do you want to be my best friend? But Claudio was where was Claudio? Yeah, miss him. I hope to see him in Manchester. I know he's going to be in Cardiff, so If he's not in Manchester, I'm going to take it as a personal insult. Anyway, I feel like we've covered everything quite succinctly and quite chaotically. Thanks. If you've listened this long, congratulations. And please subscribe or follow for more of this type of content. And please leave a like or a 5-star rating while you're here as well, because it really helps us to reach more people and to continue growing the channel. So thanks as ever for listening. And we'll see you in Manchester next week.
I must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night, bye.
I wish you died in the womb!